The development of the Internet Pavilion was not a very linear one. All our thoughts were going in different directions, and we experimented around. One of the first notions was that the old understanding of the world, or of knowledge as well, is very much like a sphere, and the new understanding is more hyperbolic, where nothing is inside or outside, everything can be on both, and everything is turning inside out. When you think you have something, there is always something more. It's like reading a hypertext where with several links in between, and you're not necessarily ending up at the same spot where you intended originally. The difference between these two structures is a very simple one. Here you have hexagons and a few pentagons, and you get a sphere. When you do this shape here, which is called a hyperbolic soccer ball, instead of the pentagons you insert septagons, and that excess material makes it warp. It will never allow you to be flat. It always warps around and turns it into something like this. This idea brought me to the roof of the last roof Le Corbusier designed, which is the Heidi Weber Pavilion in Zurich. Originally it was designed as a brise-soleil for the museum in Tokyo. Then he tried to do it as an exhibition pavilion in Stockholm, and only at his last building in Zurich, Heidi Weber made it possible to build this roof. It looks very simple, nobody thinks much about it, but it's actually the same phenomena as septagons here. It's excess material. The roof is not done with squares, it's done with trapezoids. If you assemble trapezoids at the flat corner, you will have automatically too much material. This excess material makes it warp. And that's how it looks. It can never be flat when you have it on the floor. It's kind of like a butterfly. This brought me to the idea of using 5 connections of 4 is the trapezoid what Corbusier used. When you go to the sharp corners, and you would insert, instead of 4 corners, wouldn't connect or would make a pyramid. So if you take 5 of these elements, you get something like this, which we call a flower. Once you connect, that also never can be flat. It's always warped. It's always asking, the excess material is asking for a special shape. When you connect the flower and the butterfly, it already goes a little further. If you continue this play, something like that starts existing, and if you look closely, it has a lot to do with the hyperbolic structure we have over here. But it's more architectural, more structural. It's not warped surfaces by itself, it's just trapezoids. We blew this up to the next scale and found out that the interesting aspect as well is, once you move one panel, all the others move as well, which is very much like how the internet works. It all is connected, they're all independent, could be all independent sites, but all of them are connected to the other. So there is always something moving, it's never still. But when you continue that and you add more and more panels, the more you have, the more connections you have, the more stable it becomes. And it does start resembling what the hyperbolic soccer ball does as well, or hyperbolic structures as well.
That same degree of structural unpredictability.
Exactly. It's always the same panel, but what comes out is part of the play. You don't know it. It's hard to plan. For us it was also a very analog process, which we did by experimenting. After this, Hanna built this brise-soleil here, made out of bamboo sticks and rubber joints, which is all still following the same principle. You have a connection of 5, a connection of 4, a connection of 5, a connection of 4. It's always continuous like that. That's the only rule. We also built a larger one here, which could be suspended anywhere, and it could work as a shading device very similar to the Brise Soleil of Corbusier. But it's never going to be standing on the floor. It always kind of collapses in itself and becomes this small package that travels. So that brought us to the next scale, which is right now a prototype over here, which is kind of a furniture. It's the flower with 5 pieces where you can sit in, leaning against it. You could imagine somebody here with the laptop. It's already, or having a drink here. It's kind of an internet pavilion for us. And if you keep continuing this structure and start playing around, it could be the size of a real jungle gym that you go inside. And then also, we were hoping that people that use it will use this open browser window, which is going to be designed by Miltos Monetas, will use it for their own comments, that they can write in it, they can put stickers on it. The material is Homosoft, which is 100% recycled paper, canvas, and glue, and these dowels here that stick it together. But it can be set up and taken apart in any way anybody wants. So the excess material of this news media turns into the internet pavilion for the future, or at the moment for the Venice Biennial. And this structure by itself could be anything. It could be named for whatever people want it. It doesn't necessarily end with 5 panels. It could be 72, it could be 1,000. It can be played with.